Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So today's topic is SQL injection. So have you heard about this statement, SQL injection? Have you know anything about it?
No, sir.
No. So SQL injection is a type of cybersecurity vulnerability that occurs an attacker is able to run the malicious SQL queries in between the URL which are being browsed by the website. That means each and every website which is connected with any particular database, and that particular database is run under the SQL server, or the particular database is connected or managed by the SQL server. And if an attacker find a SQL injection over there, that is a part of vulnerability assessment. And if the SQL injection is there, then the attacker can able to run the malicious query in between the URL, and he can able to take over the complete control of the database of the entire system. Okay. So exactly SQL injection targets the web application that interact with the databases. And it occurs when an application fails to properly validate or sanitize the user provided data before using it in SQL queries. So where exactly the vulnerability is? The vulnerability is exactly in the code, which is developed by the web developer. So there is a loophole in a code which provide the SQL injection so that the attacker can exploit the weaknesses by inserting malicious SQL code into parameters for the legitimate data. Okay. So in the website, when attacker got the vulnerability, he will place the SQL injection. Username and password verification done by database. Okay. So each and every database exactly want the user and password to do the manipulation in the database. But if there is a SQL injection is there, then in place of SQL query, we place the crafted SQL queries. So at that time, crafted SQL queries means the malicious SQL queries. I will show you how the malicious SQL queries are being inserted in between the URL, so that the attacker will able to exploit the database which is connected with the website. Okay. So first of all, I am showing you a demonstration, little bit of demonstration. DB Fiddle. This is a website, DB Fiddle. This website is exactly used by those students who are actually going to learn the database management. Okay, so it is actually providing you an environment in which you can able to write down your SQL queries. Okay, so I'm only right now I'm only showing you a demonstration how we are actually creating a table and how we can able to insert the malicious queries over there. Okay. So suppose that I am going to create a table. Okay. So create table users ID int not null auto underscore increment email. So user ID, I am defining it as a email. Okay, email ID. Where character should be of this much. None. Then after that, password also in varchar. Null. Primary key ID braces closes, other brace closes. Insert into users email, comma, password, values. Now, value I am in the email, I want to insert, suppose that ABC at the rate gmail.com. Comma in MD5 hash function use, and the password should be insert ABC. Then insert one more, insert into users email, password, values XYZ at the rate gmail.com, and password should be MD5 hash function, and XYZ is the password. Okay. Now I'm trying to run this one. Run. Running the query. Okay. Okay. So my query is run and there is not any error over here. Now, in query section, I am running a query. Okay. select star from users where email equal to abc@gmail.com. abc@gmail.com. Okay, I'm running this one. Run it. Test.users. Where I the query is going to see the result panel. Why it is not running? Select star from query users where email equal to
सर यूजर्स के बाद वैल्यूज आएगा शायद से क्वेरी में जो आपने इंसर्ट इनटू वाली सर इंसर्ट इनटू में यूजर्स के बाद शायद से वैल्यूज आएगा
इंसर्ट इनटू में
यूजर्स के बाद वैल्यू लाइक
हाँ वैल्यू आएगी यहाँ तक गलती हुई है ना हाँ। मगर वैल्यूज मैंने डाला तो है वैल्यू डाला है मैंने गड़बड़ हुआ है क्या ओके MySQL server version of the right syntax. I think so. Each and everything is correct. Why it is not running? Anything is missing out. SQL filter. This is not running. .com users test.users. Somewhere it is checking test.users. Anyone have any idea? Password values. I think so each and everything is correct. Why it is not running? Wait a minute, I'm checking out why it is not running. Okay. Okay. Now it is running. I don't know what exactly the problem is. This particular SQL schema is same. Now just see. Select star from users where email equal to abc gmail.com. Okay, fine. So when I run this query, it finds the username, that is email ID, and it what I exactly insert into that, the username, the email ID is abc@gmail.com, and the password is abc. If I want to check, when I run this particular query, it finds out the email ID and it is also showing the password, but without it is not showing the password in the plain text form because I using the MD5 hash function, so it is showing in the encrypted form. Okay. Now suppose that if you want to check for xyz.com, xyz@gmail.com, so it finds out. So this query will be run by who? Exactly the particular database manager. Okay. Why? Because he know what exactly the email ID is. That's why he is finding out that particular email ID within the database. He know what exactly in the database, what exactly it is stored. Okay. And it also showing the password in the encrypted form. Okay. But who runs this query? Who know exactly what is stored inside the database. Okay. Okay. Now you know about the AND operator. AND operator. In AND operator, suppose that if a statement is true and the statement is true, then the output will also be true. Okay. That means when I run this query, the statement is true. Because when I finding out the email ID, which is xyz@gmail.com, so that's why it is showing. Suppose that if I run a query with xy@gmail.com, it is not showing. Why? Because the query is not finding out the exact matching in the database. That means whenever the true is there in both that, in the query also in the database, then it will find out. Then in AND operator, when we are using AND operator, there both the statement should be true. If there is one statement is true and another statement is false, then it is actually a false statement. That means if your query is in your schema, it is created the table, and in query you provided a wrong email ID, then it is not finding out the answer. That means the query is actually got false. Okay. Then false and true, it's also be false, and false and false, obviously it is false. So AND statement, whenever you are using the AND operator, then there should be both the AND. The statement would be true. Then only the result would be true. Otherwise, each and every condition, the statement would be false. Okay, in the AND operator. And if we go with the OR operator, then true or true, that should be true. True or false means something is true. So it will always select the true one. Then also the result is true. False or true, the result will be true. False or false, that should be false because none of any functionality is showing it as a true option. Okay. So and when you are using and, both the condition should be true. If you are using OR operator, then there is a possibility that the condition in a one side would be true. It will provide you the true statement over there. Now suppose that I'm taking an example. Hacker wants to hack this database. Okay, and he do not know nothing about the username and the password. So how will an hacker will able to fetch the username and password from the database? Okay, so I'm showing an example over here. Select star from users table where email equal to suppose that he don't know about the he know about the email ID. Okay, suppose that he know about the email ID, because obviously email ID, he given the email ID to someone. So abc@gmail.com is the email ID, and he is using AND operator, and he don't know about the password. Suppose that he don't know about the password. So he is trying for the password. Password is equal to MD5 ABC. I'm taking an example. Okay. So what an attacker is going to do? In AND operator, both the statement should be true, then only the condition should be true. He know the email ID, but he don't know the password. So what he will do, he exactly comment this section. Comment this section means nothing is over here. So what will happen? This statement is true, and after that, he is manipulating the query, and it is showing the query as that this portion is nothing would be there. He is providing the portion, but there is nothing. This line should be commented. Okay, like this, he will manipulate the query and he will attack on the database. So how it is possible? See, in place of this query, if an attacker is going to run select star from users where email equal to abc@gmail.com. Or he don't know about the username also. Suppose that he do not know about the username also. He typing user@gmail.com using the or operator. So this statement is, this condition is false. Then he is using or operator, and where he is using 1 equal to 1 limit 2 hyphen single quotes and square braces code close, and then using AND operator, and he also do not know about the password. I will tell you what exactly it is doing. Password equal to MD5, and he do not know also about the password, like this. Okay, so this particular statement, what it will do, it will actually comment all the section from here. This section should be commented. Okay, and in OR statement, if a single statement should be true, so this commented statement should be true, this is false, and it will manipulate the query and it will show you the table's content, what is exactly stored there. Okay, how? See, I am copying this. First, I am going to show you this one. Suppose that I am running this particular query over here. It is running because both the statements are correct, both the conditions are true. So it is running the query. Now suppose that attacker do not know anything about the database. And now he has to find out or see the content, what is exactly stored inside it. See, you are seeing carefully. From here onwards, the color of the particular line is different. I am showing you. I just removing this. I am removing this single quotes from here. Okay, see the color of in this line. See the color. Mm, hyphen. I am running this query. User@gmail.com. It is not here. 1 equal to 1 space limit 2. Yes. See here, right now it is showing in color. That means this particular statement from the end, this statement is running right now. But when I limit to mm, see, right now this particular statement is false. Mistake is we have to provide a space here. Okay, we have to provide a space over here. That is the mistake. So what exactly in this query, attacker is not providing the exact username. Attacker is not providing the exact password over here. But when he runs the query, it is showing a particular information of the database where it is showing the username. If the password is not in the MD5, then it will show in the clear text form also. How it is possible? This statement is false, okay? And after OR statement, this is the malicious query. This query which I written over here, this is a malicious query. And after this query, each other statement is, all the other query is actually commented. So what exactly is attacker is doing? Attacker is actually manipulating or inserting the malicious query over here. So this is the malicious query. Okay. And what exactly this malicious query is actually doing? Here I provided limit equal to 1. Suppose that if I provided the limit is 2, then it will show you both the entries which is exactly defined in the table. Okay. This particular query from here to here, it is actually used to comment the condition, whatever the condition is provided after the AND operator. So this query is the use for purpose to comment the exact query after the AND operator is using on. So this type of query, when the attacker is going to insert the malicious query in between the SQL queries, that is known as some kind of SQL injection. This is the only demo. Okay, I'm only want to show you how you can able to check it. So this username what I have provided here, this is a false statement. Okay, that means user@gmail.com. That is a false statement. Then after that, one equal to one. So this statement is true. This statement is true. One equal to one. One equal to one. This statement is true. Okay. And I'm using or operator. So if one condition is true, then the whole statement will be true. If this statement is true, then the whole statement is true. So this malicious query is actually running this full query over here, in which the attacker would not know either about the username also, either do not know about the password also. Got it? I'm showing you one more thing. I told you about a website testphp.worldweb.com. Okay. Here I'm able to log in over here. Okay. It automatically showing me. See, one single quotes, space, or operator, then space, single quotes, one single quotes equal to single quotes one. So this is a single quotes payload. I am using a single quotes payload over here. In the username also I am typed here. In the password also I provided this one, this query. And see, what happens. It is login, but where it is forwarding. Something is not running correctly in this testphp.vulnerable.com. Let's check over here. Test php dot worldweb.com. Okay. Sign up. Single quotes. It is redirecting somewhere else. So it is logging in. Okay. This is a, you said this is a malicious code. Malicious code which is run by the single quote payload. And if there is any username password such tab is there, and if you are providing these kinds of payload over there, and if a website contains the vulnerability, it will log in the page. Okay. This particular credential is not correct, but then also it is providing you the login inside to the website. After login inside to the website, it is actually redirecting to any other particular page. So that is an issue. So SQL injection is a technique where a malicious user can inject SQL commands into an SQL statement via web page. It is only being done by the web page. Always remember it. Okay. And right now I'm only showing you a demonstration. After this, I will show you how the attack is actually going on. So an attacker would bypass the authentication, access, modify, delete the data within the database. In some cases, SQL injection can even be used to execute command on the operating systems. Okay. From which particular fields the database is actually connected is. So login panel is there. If any website is contain the login page, that means there is a database field is connected with the website through which the website is communicating with the database. Search field. If there is a search tab in any particular website, that means there is a database is connected. Okay. And with the URL also, in the URL, we can also able to do the SQL injection attacks. Okay, comment sections, cookies. SQL injection. So there are types of SQL injections are there, like your in-band SQL injection, SQLi. Okay. In in-band SQLi, there are two types of in-band SQLi are error-based and your union-based. Then second type of SQL injection is blind SQLi, blind SQL injection. Okay. In blind SQL injection, there are Boolean based SQL injection and your time based SQL injection. Okay. So in error based SQL injection, first is your error based SQL injection. Error based SQL injection means if you are trying to, first of all, you find out that there is a vulnerability of SQL injection is there in the website. So we also, after that, we have to find out which type of SQL injection vulnerability is there in the website. Is it a error-based SQL injection, whether it is a union-based SQL injection, or whether it is a blind-based SQL injection? If there is an error-based SQL injection is there, that means force the database to perform some operation in which the result will be of error. So whenever the attacker is trying to attack on the with the help of SQL injection, whenever he is running the malicious query over the URL, each and every successful query, it will show you an error. And if it is showing an error, that means the attacker is on the right path. He is actually on the right path. He is able to fetch the database which is connected with the website. In error-based SQL injection, it always shows the error. The result will be an error. Whenever the attacker is inserting the malicious query, it will result as an error. In union-based, the technique involves joining a forged query to the original query. Okay. And in blind SQL injection, whenever the attacker is inserting the malicious query in between the URL, it will not show you the result. That means in the error-based SQL, it will show the result as an error, but in blind SQL, it will not show you anything over there. So blind SQL is very tough to crack it out. Okay, the simplest one is error-based SQL injection. When we are doing the SQL injection, we are also using some SQL functions. like your select function. Read the data from the database based on the search criteria. Then your insert function. Insert the new data into the database. Okay. Then your update function. Update the existing data based on the given criteria. Delete function. Delete the existing data based on the given criteria. Then your order by function. Order by function. I will show you how to use these functions. Order by function, and one is your limit by function. Okay. So order by function is used to sort the result set in ascending to descending order. And limit by, it is used to retrieve the record from one or more tables. To retrieve the record from one or more tables. So in a website, there are so many tables are there. So if you want to retrieve multiple tables, we are using limit by. Okay. Got it? Now, if we want to do the SQL injection, first of all, we have to know how the SQL injection attack is going on. How the attacker is able to do the SQL injection attack. So for that, I am opening up my Kali Linux. Machine. Kali Linux. I am starting this one. Okay. So in Kali Linux, you know about the Docker. You heard about the term Docker.
Yes, sir.
So you know little bit about Docker. What is exactly the Docker is?
Yes, sir.
So what is a Docker?
Sir, basically it is used for containerization to a particular OS. Like if we have
Okay, fine. And what is the benefit to create a containerization operating system? If we are creating a container of any operating system, then what is the benefit?
we can use that container, we can install that container in any operating system.
Okay, fine. Okay, so there are so many benefits are there. One of them is you actually told. So I'm not going to tell you about the Docker because that is a different thing that is belongs to the DevOps part. Okay. Actually, in Docker, there is a Docker hub is there. Okay. Docker hub. This Docker hub is actually provided by the Docker. And in this Docker hub, there are so many images are being by default stored over here in Docker hub. So suppose that SQLi labs. See, so many SQLi labs are there. Okay. SQLi labs means we are actually creating an environment through which we can able to do the SQL injection attack. Okay, we are not going to attack on a particular website because that is illegal. If someone asks me why you are doing this one, then it is very difficult to tell them. Okay, and for the training purpose also, first of all, you have to use any particular SQL lab. You have to know each and every thing how we can able to do the attack by using the SQL injection. So for that, first of all, we are actually using the SQL labs. Okay. So many SQL labs are there. So we are using one of this SQL lab in my Kali Linux operating system, through my Kali Linux operating system. Then we will do the attack. Okay. So how we can able to do that one? And I'm opening up my terminal over here. Docker PS. One container is running. Okay. PS-A. So many Dockers are. This is my SQLi lab is. Okay, fine. So what exactly it is showing? It is showing the downloaded images, or the downloaded images of the um, containers, images of the containers. Okay. Now I am going to create one container of my SQLi lab. So for that, I am running the command docker space run hyphen dt hyphen p. Okay, this is the command. This is the image which I am going to run it. Run. Now if I check docker ps, now it is showing SQLlab is running on. Okay. Now what is the IP address of my machine is if config, I think so 27 is the IP address. Yeah. Let me check whether I am able to access this one or not. 192.168.31.27. Yeah. So from the browser, I am able to access the SQLi lab. Okay, this is my SQLi lab. So first of all, what we have to do? First of all, we have to set up the database. Okay, so click on this, set up the database. Database is set up successfully. Now, refresh the page. Now see, the labs are been ready. So this is my lesson 1, in which error-based SQL injection attack is being provided. So suppose that if I am selecting this one, it opens the page. So first attack is being your error-based SQL injection attack. Lesson 1. Okay. So details in this database, I am telling about what are the details are being stored in this particular tables database. Okay. There is a table which is provided by this SQLi lab. Okay. In that particular table, there are some databases details are being already stored, like your user's name, your customer name, your credit card detail, email address, phone number. So these type of information are being stored in the database. And if there is a SQL injection vulnerability is there, so an attacker can able to insert the malicious queries and find out the informations from there. Okay. It is showing the blank. Right now it is showing in a blank form. Now I am running the queries. See, first query, question mark, ID equal to 1. Okay. 1 means, see, it is showing Dakan, login name is dumb, and your password is dumb. Before that, it is showing nothing. So please input the ID as parameter with numeric value. Okay, it is telling us. So ID equal to 1. Okay. Now in place of 1, I am providing 2. Now the username password is different in place of 3. Okay. Like this, if I press 10, now 12, now 13. So in 13, nothing is showing. Why? Because in the database, only 12 records are there. Okay. So that's why only 12 records are showing. The 13th record is not available in the database of SQLi of this particular lab. So that's why it is not showing. Now I am providing 1. So in 1, it is showing the login name and the password. But I am actually doing a error-based SQLi. So in error-based SQLi, first of all, we want an error page. Before that, we cannot able to do the SQL injection attack. Okay. So for that, I am using a single course payload. I am providing single code over here. In place of paint, I'm opening let's see it would be fine or not. No, it is not fine. Don't save. Text file. No, this is not an issue. I'm providing like this. Okay. So first of all, what I done, I actually provided a single course over here. Okay. So whenever I provided the single course means in the SQL injection attack, single course means we are using a single course payload. There should be a double course also. Okay. If I provided the double course payload is not working. Okay. If I am using a hash payload, so the hash payload is also not working. So I know which payload is exactly working on this first lesson. Okay. So this particular payload single course is exactly using C. Here it is showing you have an error of SQL syntax. Check manual that correspond or MySQL server version for the right syntax. Double quotes 1 limit 0, 1 single quotes at line 1. If you show this error, if it is showing this error, that means we are in a right path. So since this error will help us to finding the backend query, and we will do SQL injection using these errors. Okay. Now it is showing one more thing over here. Double quotes, 1 double quotes limit 0, 1, control C. And suppose that I pasted over here, this one. Okay. So first of all, this particular error is a combination of single quote payload. This is the single quote payload. I remove the single quote payload from here and I remove the single quote payload from here. Now what is the error is single quote 1 double quotes limit 0, 1. Okay. Now I am going to analyze this one. So there is a single quotes over here, and there is a single quotes over here. Okay, like this, if this one is. So one single quote is our output, and single quote after this input indicate our input get enclosed to the single quote. So this single quote exactly shows that there is a single quote payload is working on. Okay. Now my next task is to comment this error. The error is fine, but with this error, I am not able to move on. So we have to comment this error. So for commenting the error, space, then hyphen plus. This query will able to comment the error. See, it will commented the error. Space hyphen plus. So what it will do? It will comment the error. Okay. Now after that, if I am able to comment the error, now we will use order by function. So as I told you, order by function is used to move on the ascending to descending order. So I am going to increase order by function. I'm going to use the order by function. From where? In between equal to one single quotes space. Okay. In between this one and your the particular query hyphen plus, in between this. Okay, I am actually running this query over here. Then we will paste them. See, this is your queries, exact queries. From here, I am going to use order by one. Okay, let's see what it will show. So I copied this query from here and running this query over here. So when I run this query, it is showing a panel over here. Now in place of one, order by one, I am changing it to order by two. Order by two. I just copied this, pasted over here. Nothing is showing without error. It is not showing anything. Then by three. I just increasing. And why I am increasing this order by? Because I want to check how many columns are there in the database. Okay. So I already know in place of 3, I provided 4. So when I provided the 4 unknown column, that means only 3 columns are been there in the database. First of all, we commented the error. Then after that, we are using a function order by. Order by function is used to check out how many columns are there in a table. Okay, in a database, available database, how many columns are there. So we are increasing one by one value with the help of order by function. And wherever it is showing an error, that means that much columns are being available in the database. So first task, we will find out that how many columns are there. So we know that there are 3 columns are there to run the query at the background. Okay. Now after this, I'm going to use the union function. Okay. Now we are going to use the union function. So for union function, we are removing the order by function. This, sorry. Like this. First query is this one. Okay. Then after that, to comment the error, this would be find out your column. There are 3 columns are there. There are 3 columns. Okay. Then after that, now we have to again run the query. I copied this query from here, pasted over here. In place of order by, now we are going to use union select function. Union select. How many columns are there? 3 columns are there. Okay. So space 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I am going to run like this. So first of all, suppose that I am running only 1. Okay. Union select 1. Different number of columns. The use select statement have a different number of columns. What happened? Union select. Okay. So what we have to do before running the union select function now, we have to do one more thing. When we are going to run this one, it is showing that use select statement have different numbers of columns. Okay. And suppose that if I provided 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 columns are there. It is showing it. But what we have to do, we have to just provide in place of 1, I am providing -1. Why I am providing the -1? Because in place of 1, we have and the database, how many databases we are actually checked in the starting? 12. Okay, so there are total 12 different databases are there. So apart from in between the 12, we need some different value which is not as a part of 1 to 12. So that's why I am providing the -1 value that is not a part of 1 to 12 database. Okay, which is not as a part of database. So in ID, I am providing -1 over here. Now let's check it. Now see, if suppose that first of all, I run with 1, but it is not showing anything properly. Now, if suppose that I am running single statement, so single statement is not running because different numbers of columns are there. Okay. So in the increasing order, I provided the numbers. So when I provided the number in the increasing order, now it is showing total login names are 2 and your passwords are 3. So that means there are, we are actually finding out which particular columns are vulnerable. With the help of union select function, we are going to find out which columns are vulnerable. So right now it is showing value column 2 and column 3, column 2 and column 3 in the output. So that means we will use these two columns to extract the information about the database from the database. These two columns are vulnerable. Column number 2 and column number 3. Column number 1 is not vulnerable. So I just find out which particular columns are being vulnerable. Okay. From all these three columns, which particular columns are vulnerable. So right now it is showing 2 columns are vulnerable. So by this we find out which columns are vulnerable. Okay. Then after that, so it is also showing which 2 columns are vulnerable. One is login and second one is password. So in login, there is a username is there and passwords. So we are going to use multiple functions over here. Okay, like your user function, version function, database function. So multiple functions we will use here. Okay, so I'm going to using and with the help of unit select function also. So this is your first column, which is not vulnerable. This is your second column, which is vulnerable. This is your third column, which is vulnerable. So I am using another functions on second column and third column. Okay, like this. I am using a function user. I am predicting that there is a user name and the password should be there in these columns. Version like this. So I'm using two functions over here and just run this. Now it is showing the login name is root user and the version of your, now see, it is showing the version of your operating system. So the version of your operating system is 5.5 Ubuntu. So this particular SQLi is running in the Ubuntu operating system and the login name is root. Okay, fine. Let's see some more information. Like in place of version, suppose that I am going to use in place of version, I am going to use database, and suppose that here I am going to remove the user, providing 2. So right now I am only using the function in the third column. So it is now providing the name of the database. When I created the table at the starting, I created a table, the name of that table is users. So right now I find out the name of the database. This is the crucial one. Without finding out the name of the database, we cannot able to do anything. Okay. So first thing is to find out the name of the database. So with the function database, I found out what is the name of the databases. So if we got the database name, we will able to get the table. And in that table, there are rows and columns are there. In those rows and columns, there should be a data. So first of all, we find out the name of the database. I find out the name of the database. Now we are going to move forward to find out the name of the table. Okay. Then after that, we will find out what are the name of the columns and rows over there. So now I want to find out the name of the table. So for that, just remove here and in the second column, suppose that I am using a function table underscore name, comma 3, third column. And what we want from information underscore schema dot tables, where table underscore schema equal to database. Now see what exactly I want. I provided a function table name, and from this one I inserted a malicious query. Right now, these all are the malicious query. Whatever the queries I am running here, these all are the malicious queries, like your single quotes, like your hyphen plus, order by 3, union select. So right now I inserted more malicious queries over there in the URL from information schema table, where table schema is equal to database. Okay. So I am copying this particular query from here and pasted over here. And it is showing the name of the table is emails. So I got the name of the database, that is security, and the name of the table is emails. Okay. Now what we want? Suppose that I am doing one more thing. Here it is table underscore schema is equal to database. Now I am providing limit 0, 1. Let's see. It again show you the table name is email. Now in place of 0, 1, I am providing 1, 1. This is a limit. I already show you na there. Limit shows what exactly and how many content you want. Now see. The second name of the table is referrers. So first is your emails 0, 1. That is your email. When I provided 1, 1, it is showing referrers. Now suppose that in place of 1, 1, I am providing 2, 1. So it is showing different tables name of the database. UA agent. So UA agent is there, emails is there, and in 1, 1, what shows? Referrers. So according to you, what is the, or in which particular table we will find out the crucial information? In your emails, or in your referrers, or in your UA agent? In which table we will find out the information which we want? Tell me. E, 1. What do you think? Users. Okay. So in third table, that is your users information is there. In your 4, nothing is there. Only three columns are there. So I found each and every column. So in third column, the table is the users information should be there. First is email, then referrer, then UA agent, the users. Obviously, in the users, we will find out some information about the usernames. Okay, in the email, we will find out the information about the emails. So like this, we are able to find out in this particular table name what exactly being stored. Now, what we are actually going to do, Control C, Control V. So ID is equal to -1, select union, select 1 and C. In union, select 1. Now I am using a function called group concat. Okay, group concat keyword is used to merge the two tables. Okay, together. If we want to check out multiple table names, so we can going to use group concat keyword. So here I am using group group underscore concat underscore concat. Then table name in the braces. Then 3 from So this is your first column, this is your second column, this is your third column. Okay. From the information schema table, where table underscore equal to database, and I am removing this limit from here. Okay. So when I provided the limit 1 comma 0 comma 1, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1, so it is showing the table name one by one. Now I want to see all the table name in a single query. So there I am using group concat keyword. When I copied this one from here and pasted over here, now it is showing email, referrer, UA agent, users. So these are the table names are being there in the database. Okay. So according to me, the most useful information would be provided in the users information. Okay. Because referrer, we do not what is referrer, what is UA agent, we don't know. Email address, what we can able to do with the email IDs. So the crucial by the username. I will also expecting that in the users, we can also find out the passwords information of the users. Okay. Now I got the information that the name of the table is users. Okay. So what we are going to do, now I provided here where the table underscore schema is equal to database. Okay. Now I know the name of the table. Right now I am only provided the schema. Now I know the name of the table. So I am providing table underscore name equal to users. Okay. Now I'm passing this query in my malicious SQL query. Rather, all the statements is similar, but I changes here because I know the table name. Now I want the information about this table name. So it is showing users. Login name is users and your password is 3. So it is showing the column name. Okay. So the column name is users. Now see. I am removing till our union select function. So in union select function, one is your first column. In second column, I provided group underscore on cat. Okay. So previously I am choose the table underscore name because I want to find out the name of the table. When I find out the name of the table, then I provided the exact name of the table name. Now, right now, what I want the user names. Okay. Because I know that there is a table whose name is users. So obviously in the users table, we can expecting that we will find out the user's information over there from users. Okay, so let's run this query in my lesson. Unknown user names. I provided user names. Okay, username. Now see, it is showing all the usernames. Okay, so let's check what we are actually doing on. First of all, we provided a single quote payload. Single quote payload. Okay, for commenting the providing the error. Then after that, for providing an error. Then after that, I provided minus minus plus so that it will comment the error. Then after that, I use a function order by. So first I provide 1, then 2, then 3. So nearly we will understood that there are total 3 columns are there. After 3, if I place the 4, it is not showing anything. Then after that, I use the function union select. But when I run this particular query, it is not showing anything. Why? Because the ID should be differ from the range of the database. So range of the database is 1 to 12. So I provided the value -1 over here. That is very different from the range. Then after that, when I run this, it will it is showing which columns are being vulnerable. So it shows that second column and third column is vulnerable. Second column and third column. Okay. In this, I found out how many columns are there. So in second and third column, I am placed so many functions to viewing different outputs in my website. Okay, so it is showing different things. So when I run this database function, so what will happen? It will show the name of the database. So name of the database is name of the database, that is security. Okay, when I found the name of the database, then after that we will move to the table name. Okay, then after that it will show the table name, that is emails. Then after that, I provided the limit 0,1, 0,2, 0,3, 0,1, 1,1, 2,1, 3,1. When I provide 1, 4,1 like this, so it is showing different table names. Then I used group concat keyword so that each and every table name should be found in a single log. Okay. Then after that, in place of table name, I am provide the keyword username. So when I provided the keyword username, now it is showing you all the username over here. Okay. Without any authentication, I am actually get inside to the database and fetch out all the username information. Okay. Now, if you want to fetch out all the information about the password, okay. So for that, what we have to do in the group contact where I place the username, just remove the username and provide password. Control V, in place of username, I am providing password. Okay. Now see, right now it is showing all the username: dumb, Angelina, dummy, secure, stupid, Superman, Batman, admin, admin1, admin2. These all are the username. Now in place of username, I provided the password. Now it is showing all the passwords of the username. Okay. Now if you want to print all the username and the password in a single query, that is also possible. You have to just here I provided group concat password. Before that, provide again group underscore concat username. So from users table, okay, I got the name of the table name. And how we can able to find out the table name? By first we find out the name of the database. Now see. Something is wrong. -1 union select 1 comma group concat user. Okay. Got it. Here. Okay. Because this is my first column, second column, third column, not fourth column is in there. So that is an issue. Now see. Dump. Angela, password is I kill you. Dummy, password is password. Secure, crappy, stupid, stupidity. Superman, genius, Batman, mobile. It is showing each and every username and password over here. Got it? Got it? This is the way by which we can do the SQL injection by passing the malicious query, because I know what exactly the payload is there, which type of SQL injection attack is there. We know each and everything. So that's why I am able to do this thing. Okay. If suppose that I don't know anything about it, then how will I able to do the SQL injection attack? So there is a tool also being available called SQLMap. Okay, SQLMap. CD SQL map. Okay, SQLMap Python 3 SQLMap. SQLmap.py. Okay, so it is running the SQL map. Now suppose that in lesson number 1, I done the SQL injection by an order. We follow an order, we go step by step, we insert step by step malicious query, and we find out the informations from there. Okay. Now suppose that if we want to do this thing by the SQL map command. Okay. So SQLmap.py hyphen u, then 192.168.31.27/. LESS -1 slash ID equal to 1. I'm just running this one. Let's see what it is showing. Testing connection targeting URL, checking if your target is protected some kind of URL, testing URL stable, target the content is stable, no parameter found, the SQLMap version is outdated. Okay, if I run SQLMap simply, uh, hyphen batch. Here SQLMap version is okay. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to download a new SQLMap. Okay, let's see. So SQLMap is a tool through which we can able to find out which kind of SQL injection vulnerability is there in a particular domain. And we can also able to attack on the vulnerable website, and without doing such sequential malicious queries, it will automatically given you the information. But for that, first of all, you have to find out SQLMap GitHub. Mhm. Copy from here and rm space -rf SQL map git space clone how many 11%. Okay. It is downloading. CD SQLMap. Let's see whether it is running or not. Mhm. Now what is showing? No parameter found. Okay, now error is different. ID equal to 1. Now it is fetching the information. Testing connection, each and everything. Now see how it is. Now what is it exactly showing to me? Let's see. It is showing that there is a Boolean based blind SQL type is there, error based SQL type is there, time based is there, union query is there. So right now it is showing how many, which type of SQL injection attack is being possible in this particular URL. Okay, fine. And it is also showing which version of PHP is running, which version of Apache is running. Okay. Now, suppose that if you want to find out the name of the database, so hyphen DBS. So in the query, it is very critical to find out the name of the database. Now see, it is showing the name of the database security. It's so simple. Command is hyphen DBS. Now suppose that if you want, if I find out the name of the database, then hyphen batch -d, the name of the database is security, then provide the name of tables. The name of the tables is email, referrers, UA agent, users. Okay. Now I got the name of the tables. So that means -t for the table, and for users table, I want the database. Okay. And dump it for me. -du dump. See, now it is showing the password, username. All the database is here in front of you. Got it? One more thing I want to show you. This is the last thing which I want to show you right now. If we want to do the live attack on a particular website, I'm not able to do the attack on any particular Indian website. But it is possible that if we are going to attack on the Pakistani's website, okay. So first of all, we have to find out the Pakistani's website. So for finding out the Pakistani's website, product dot php id equal to +92. Hmm. Hmm. Dogersports.com. Okay, let's see. Dogersports.com. I think so. This is a website. Okay, fine. This is a live website. The ID is it's showing 191. Suppose that if I am providing the ID 190, see, that means there is a vulnerability. In this particular website, there is a vulnerability over here. Now suppose that if I provided minus minus plus, see, the error is here. So whatever we've done over there, if I'm going to done here, it will show each and everything. But I'm not going to do that one. What I'm going to do, I'm just CMD, whether my system CTL status SSH. Start SSH Kali at the rate 192.168.31.27. Kali is the password. Sudo space -i. Kali clear cd/home/kali cd SQLMap python Python space Python 3 space -u. Okay, then I'm going to copy this website from here to here. Okay, and hyphen batch. Let's see. Can't open. Okay, sorry. SQL map dot py. SQL map dot py. Let's see. It is starting. It is a live website. Okay, so it will take some time. Let's see how much time it will take to breach it. Whether it has any vulnerability or not. I think so there is a vulnerability. Let's see whether any vulnerability is showing over here. No. So I am attacking on the live website right now. Got it? Each and everything he is trying to do. what kind of SQL injection attack could be possible in the website. It is testing each and everything. Is there anything? Try to increase the value. No. It is not able to find out anything. -DBS. Mhm. Mhm. I am breaking it. Okay. So like this, we have to find out. Okay. There are so many websites have been there. There are so many websites are there on style sports. Let's see with this one. I'm trying last time whether I am able to find out anything or not. Okay. So we have to test like this. 92, 91. In 91, the page is this. Okay. Single quotes. It is testing right now. Okay. Now we are providing minus minus plus. Okay. Now suppose that in minus minus plus. And suppose that I am providing order by. Okay. Order by 1. HTTP error code detected during run. All desktop error do not appear any injectable. Okay. So like this, we can able to check with the SQLMap also. Okay. And here also we are actually attacking on a, now see, minus minus plus is there, single quote is there, everything is there, but I remove the, now you have to increase order by 1, 2, 3, 4, and the steps are so on. Okay, so these are the Pakistani websites. And how we can able to find out? Like this, +92. That is the code of there. +91 is our, like this. And product.php means I am finding out e-commerce website over here. Got it? So, yes, any query regarding today class? Yes, are you there? Hello, Siddhant?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So any doubt regarding today's class?
No, sir.
So as I told you yesterday, today is our last class. Okay. And yeah, tell me.
सर मैं ये बोल रहा था कि आपने क्रॉस सिक्योरिटी करके एक इंस्टीट्यूट है, उसका नाम सुना है क्या?
बताओ, आगे बताओ। कहाँ पर है, पहले ये बताओ कौन सी सिटी में है।
सर दिल्ली में है। एक तो साकेत में उनका एक इंस्टीट्यूट है, एंड एक लक्ष्मी नगर में है।
ओके, क्या नाम है?
क्रॉस सिक्योरिटी।
ओके।
CREW सिक्योरिटी। मतलब वो ऐसे कोर्सेज वोर्सेज कराते हैं, डिप्लोमा वगैरह कराते हैं।
क्रॉस है कि एस है? CRESS है?
हाँ, CREW।
क्रू सिक्योरिटी।
हाँ जी।
ओके।
तो उनके बारे में मैंने जस्ट अभी सुना था, कहीं से, मतलब फ्रेंड के थ्रू ही सुना था। वो बोल रहे थे कि
हम्म।
मतलब ठीक ठाक प्लेसमेंट दिला देते हैं।
अच्छा।
मतलब एक बंदे ने वहां से
तो
RxCXC का किया था, लिनक्स एडमिन का।
हम्म।
तो उन्होंने उसको प्ले इंटरव्यूज में बिठाया, और उसने क्रैक करके
हम्म।
कर ली। मिल गया उसको पैकेज।
अच्छा।
तो मतलब ऐसा कोई इंस्टीट्यूट आपकी नज़र में अगर हो तो?
नहीं, मेरे नजर में तो नहीं ऐसा कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट। हम्म। बाकी तुम एक काम ये कर सकते हो, उनका कोई एक डेमो
यस।
क्लास पहले लेके देख लो। ठीक है, बाकी मैं उनका वेबसाइट इस समय देख रहा हूँ, मोबाइल पे देख रहा हूँ मैं वेबसाइट उनकी।
उन्होंने अभी
तो थोड़ा
IIT बॉम्बे में भी कोई वर्कशॉप वगैरह की थी, उसका मैंने यूट्यूब पे देखा ना उनका चैनल। तो
हम्म।
उसमें पोस्ट डाल रखी थी उन्होंने।
हम्म।
कोई वर्कशॉप की थी IIT बॉम्बे में उनकी।
हम्म। तो
मतलब मेरे को।
आईआईटी वर्कशॉप्स कराती रहती हैं। ठीक है,
हम्म,
उसमें कोई इतना बड़ा इशू नहीं है, तुम एक बार पता कर लो सही से, है ना। और फीस स्ट्रक्चर भी इनका पूछ लो, क्या है, ये क्या लेते हैं, ये भी समझ लो जरा।
बस ये सर, मेरे को इन पे डाउट होता है। मतलब इजीली ट्रस्ट नहीं होता, क्योंकि काफी सारे फेक भी होते हैं ना।
देखो, ये अगर तुम्हें इंटरव्यूज के लिए ऑप्शंस अगर दे देते हैं
हम्म।
तो भी बहुत बड़ी बात है ना।
ओके।
तो इनसे जब इंक्वायरी करना, तो बस ये पूछना कौन कौन से कंपनीज के साथ आपका टाई अप है।
ओके।
ठीक है, तो ये बताएंगे हमारे इंडियन कंपनीज के साथ टाई अप है। कंपनी के नाम से ही तुम्हें पता चल जाएगा कि क्या वो साइबर सिक्योरिटी के लिए प्लेसमेंट लेते हैं क्या नहीं लेते हैं, समझ गए।
हम्म
जब कंपनीज के नाम बताएंगे, सर्च कर लेना गूगल में कितने साइबर सिक्योरिटी के कंपनी से, तुम्हें पता चल जाएगा।
हम्म।
बस उसी से तुम्हें पता चल जाएगा क्या सिस्टम है।
ठीक है।
देखो, अगर ये 100 बच्चा पढ़ा रहे हैं और 10 को प्लेस कर रहे हैं,
हम्म।
तो मान लो तुम 10 ना हो तो
हाँ, फिर तो वही बात है ना, जैसे
फिर तो
कॉलेजेस में
फिर
होता
तो फिर तो कॉलेजेस वाली बात हो गई ना।
है।
तो इसलिए पहले तो पूछो इनसे, पहले इंक्वायरी करो, एक नहीं 10 बार इंक्वायरी करो, बताएंगे तुम्हें, सब कुछ बताएंगे, बार बार बताएंगे। पहली चीज, दूसरी चीज, तुम्हें पढ़ना क्या है, फिर ये सोचना है तुमको। इनके
हम्म।
पास साइबर सिक्योरिटी में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, तो तुम क्या पढ़ना चाहते हो।
ओके।
ठीक है, अगर कुछ पढ़ना ही है तो उन्हीं से पहले पूछना क्या आप सजेस्ट करते हो क्या पढ़ना चाहिए, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, जो जो भी तुम पढ़ोगे उसका इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन करना ही पड़ेगा। बिना इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन के कोई प्लेसमेंट वैसे भी नहीं हो पाएगी तुम्हारी। ठीक है। फिर जब सर्टिफिकेशन वो बताएंगे तो सर्टिफिकेशन की कॉस्ट देखना कितनी, फिर ये पता करना पड़ेगा कि भैया सर्टिफिकेशन निकलेगा कैसे। बहुत सारी चीजें हैं ना, सिर्फ पढ़ने चले जाने से थोड़ी ना हो जाएगा।
राइट सर।
समझ गए? बहुत सारी चीजें हैं उसमें। क्योंकि अगर तुम्हें जॉब मिलनी है तो जो तुम अभी पढ़े हो उससे भी तुम्हें मिल जाएगी। समझ गए?
राइट।
जितना तुमने पढ़ा है अभी बच्चों को उतने भी नहीं आता है। बस थोड़ा सा अपना लिनक्स थोड़ा सा और मजबूत कर लो।
ठीक
ठीक
है
है ना?
सर।
क्योंकि वो लिनक्स में भी चीजें वो पूछते हैं। और अगर कोई एक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज आती है तुम्हें अच्छी से, तो वो भी डिफाइन कर देना अपने रिज्यूम में।
ठीक है सर।
ये चीजें हैं। ठीक है। बाकी देखो, कोई भी सेंटर इंस्टीट्यूट ऐसे प्लेसमेंट सबको तो नहीं करा सकता है। ठीक है, वो अपॉर्चुनिटी दे सकता है। ठीक है। और हमें लगता है इनका कोर्स के ड्यूरेशन भी काफी लंबे होते हैं।
हाँ सर, ये डिप्लोमा बना देते हैं अपना पूरा 1 साल का।
है ना? 12 मंथ्स का बनाते ना। अरे नहीं, ये तो फिर बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाएगा। इनका तो, इनकी तो फीस भी बहुत महंगी होगी तब तो। वे 12 मंथ्स पढ़ा रहे हैं तो फीस भी बहुत ज्यादा लेते होंगे ये तो।
90,000 का सुनने में आया
अरे
था मतलब।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, फिर फायदा नहीं है सिद्धांत, ये फिर कोई फायदा नहीं है। तुम्हारा 1 साल खराब हो जाएगा। ठीक है। ये ठीक नहीं है। ना ना ना, ये ठीक है। ये ठीक है। ये तो फिर बाकी से बाकी इंस्टीट्यूट जैसे ही है। 12 मंथ्स बहुत लंबा ड्यूरेशन होता है, साल भर 365 डेज बहुत लंबा होता है।
हाँ सर, होता तो है।
तो फिर अब तुम खुद सोच के देखो, तुमको 365 डेज ये क्या पढ़ा देंगे?
और
ऐसा
सर
क्या
कुछ
पढ़ा देंगे?
कुछ चीजें
सब
तो ऐसी हैं कि जो मतलब ऑनलाइन में फ्री में अवेलेबल है, जो मतलब
वही
मैं
मैं
मेरी
क्या,
आती भी है और
वही
मैं
मैं
फ्री में पढ़ सकता हूँ।
ही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ। चलो देखते हैं जरा। इन्होंने मुझको एक बैच का कुछ डाउनलोड करने के लिए दिया है। तो टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट है, प्रोग्राम ओवरव्यू है, लर्न की आउटकम्स है, इथिकल हैकिंग फंडामेंटल, कोर्स कंटेंट दिखाओ कहाँ है। 100% प्लेसमेंट विद 1 ईयर साइबर सिक्योरिटी कोर्स। जिसने 100% लिख दिया ना,
वो तो
ये
फिर।
तो मान, वो तो देगा ही नहीं। आप असिस्टेंस अगर लिख दो कि
हाँ
वी विल असिस्ट यू फॉर द जॉब प्लेसमेंट, तब तो हम मान सकते हैं। इन्होंने लिखा है 100% प्लेसमेंट। अरे 100% प्लेसमेंट तो बीटेक इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज नहीं दिला पा रही 20 लाख रुपए लेके।
वही चल रहा है सर हर जगह।
है ना? तो